Welcome back. Working on my puzzles once more, and you might notice my score is slightly lower than I ended last time. I've done a couple of these videos and didn't make tons of progress. Went forward a little bit, came back a little bit. I think I got more right than I failed, but because you lose so many points for failing a puzzle, it counteracts. I'll get 3 correct and get 15 points, 5 each, but then miss one and lose 17 points. So I've been kind of on a plateau here, not struggling to get out of the 1630s. My instinct here is that this king is trapped, and I have lots of pieces pointed at it. However, if I do that, if I capture that, that forces the king outward so that this then would not be checkmate. So I'm wondering if I shouldn't go here first, threatening checkmate. So the rook would capture, and then I would capture, and then that would be checkmate. But if I go here first, that's not check, which is a problem. So that would give my opponent the opportunity to say check. And if I went anywhere on the back rank, then they could just move away and the queen would be saying check. So if they said check and I can't go there because of the knight. So if I come forward, then this queen can come up here and say check and fork the bishop. And at which case it would then be pointing at the rook. Oh no, because my queen would be down here. So my bishop would be protected. Okay. So check here. Check here. And then check. Yeah, see, I would be just really close to checkmate at this point. Um, yeah, because that's the thing. If I don't say check on this turn, do my plan of threatening checkmate, then they can just start continuously checking me. Am I going to fail this puzzle too? Feels like it. It feels like I'm going to fail this puzzle. I could go here to protect my rook, but again, that falls prey to the same thing that's going on there. And then in that case, my bishop wouldn't be protected. That makes because they're so close to this forced checkmate pattern over here in this corner, leads me to believe that my first move should be check. But then what do I do here? When the king captures that, because the queen's already guarding this square, so that would, okay, that's got to be it. Okay, then it goes back, and then that's checkmate. Okay, well, that took too long. What, 4 minutes to get 5 points? But this is the level that I am at now. So if I have any intention of increasing my puzzle rating, it looks like I'm going to spend a lot of time on each puzzle. It is Black's turn. That's me. I do not have a check except this. But that leaves this pawn undefended. And of course, that pawn would be undefended. So if I did that check, the king would have a choice of taking either one. If it took on the H file, then I would have a follow-up check. If it took, I said check, and it captured this pawn, then I would have nothing. Wait, yes I would. I would have a free rook. Okay. So what about this check? Because right now the king is the only thing guarding this rook. Check is a forcing move. The king could not go here because of this pawn. I think that might be it. It's the only check I have. And it forces the king away from the defense of this rook. So I get the rook. But there's a passed pawn, multiple. I'm guarding this one. It can't do anything. So I'm pretty sure I just need to capture this one with the knight. And that one with the rook. Okay. I did not get that in the target time, I did not think. 40 seconds, but I got 7 points. Let's keep going. This actually looks really similar to either a puzzle I've had before or something I saw in a game. Yes, I have noticed that these bishops are lined up with this rook. That's the first thing that I saw, was the rook in the corner, obviously hoping at some point to come down here once my rook's out of the way. That's the idea. But because it is in the corner, it's lined up with my bishop. So I don't see anything else really obvious other than, okay, another thing that I see that's obvious is this king behind these 3 pawns. And so without that rook there, this would be checkmate. So this leads me to think that the idea is one of these 2 things. Either to trick this rook off the back rank, but this knight's in the way. So I'd have to get the knight out of the way and get the rook off the back rank in order to say check here. The other option then is to somehow get both this knight and this bishop out of the way so that I can take that rook. Now, one way to get the bishop out of the way would be to capture this knight, because it would obviously want to recapture, I think. If it didn't recapture, then I have a really strong checkmate threat. So I capture here. They do not have a checkmate threat on the back rank because I can escape. I capture here. Bishop captures. Now there's only one piece left in the way for that. So if the bishop is here and my rook is gone, then could I go there to threaten the bishop? No, because then it would just move back and then my idea would be failed. Okay. Let's think about this again. Capture, capture. Wait. Okay. One way to get it off of that spot and away from guarding the knight is this. Right? If I move this pawn forward, it would no longer be guarding the knight. They would pick up a pawn, then I would pick up the knight. Then, I assume, it would want to come back to threaten my rook. I'm a piece ahead, right? And it's gone back to threaten my rook. I could then move my knight here to guard my rook. If it captured, I would recapture. And then I would still have 2 pieces left and they would only have the rook. If instead it took my bishop, I would capture him with my king, and I would still have my rook and my knight. That's probably wrong. But, oh, it was right. Okay, I feel so much better. Well, the only reason to get the bishop to go this way is to capture this knight, right? Oh, I thought it out way too far. You know what? I'm past 10 minutes. I'm going to stop there. Thank you for watching.